I used to get bullied a little bit by this girl that, I don't know, she had a problem with me somehow. She didn't like me for some reason, but she would always call me Big Nose. And I would get so mad. I hated her, but I never reacted. I never confronted her that I remember. Probably once, but really I was just kept to myself. And for the most part, I was the shy girl, the quiet girl. So I would just suck it up, and I didn't want to go to school because of that girl teasing me. Because for some reason she didn't like me. I think she was jealous of me because even though I had a big nose, I was still prettier than her. But besides that, everything was well in school except for her. So she made my days so heavy. She made me my days feel so long, and I always had butterflies in my stomach. I remember this was in the 5th grade, and anyhow, fast forward to the present, I decided, because I still felt insecure throughout my whole life, and that's where it all started. Because before her ever teasing me, I never even knew or realized that I actually did have a big nose, and it wasn't that even that big back then. But as I grew more towards high school, it did get a little bigger, and so I started becoming more insecure, more insecure, more insecure. And then I decided, okay, when I grow up, I'm going to get a nose job. I started thinking this way later during my senior year slash then later college years. And then finally, I decided, and I had the money in my bank. So I went for it and I got a rhinoplasty. I went 2 weeks with a band-aid on my nose. Thankfully, I got my nose job 2020 during COVID. And so pretty much I was indoors the whole 2 weeks, so nobody got to see me. The experience was great. I paid back in 2020 about $5,000. And it was a plastic surgeon in Indiana. So great. I do not regret it. It helps also with your breathing. Like I can breathe better at night because also I was just thinking about my body, my image, my cosmology is what you call it. But I also had breathing problems where I couldn't breathe well, and I would wake up sometimes in the middle of the night. I remember this. I was around 12, 13 years old. I couldn't sleep at all because my nose was always clogged. And even as an adult, I felt that also that my nose was cloggy, and I had a hard time breathing. I don't know if it was my bone structure, my big nose. What was it? I don't know. But that solved the problem. So it knocked out two birds in one shot. And so I'm thankful for that. So I totally do not regret getting a nose job. And I say if you feel insecure, because it all comes down to feeling insecure. You know, you a lot of people you can relate to this if you haven't been teased for looking different. You probably can't understand it well. But then you could be the type of person that doesn't really care what others think. You can say what, or others are so confident and secure about themselves that they don't even listen or hear anything. What'd you say? I didn't hear nobody talking. Like you ignore all that, right? Unfortunately, in my case, I took everything so personal. That's a problem. Don't take things personal. That was a weakness of mine that it's taken me a long time to get over that. But I finally have. I'm gonna say, please, I have. Okay. So I've gotten over that, and I feel like I made the best decision of my life. I love my nose. It's not perfect. And now you know because I told you, but really most people can't tell. I mean, it's still big, but it's not as big as it was. Like I'm gonna post a picture in between now. Me back in the days, in that picture, I was like in my mid 20s. Anyhow, long story short, get the rhinoplasty if you want to get it. I totally recommend it. If you want to get any other surgery because you feel some type of way, go for it. There's no problem with that. I don't see a problem with getting surgeries. Like, we change our appearance naturally and artificially all day, every day. We all exercise, right? And for what reasons? To be healthy and to look good and to feel good. I think that also with surgeries, like if you're gonna get breasts and you had cancer and you're getting new breasts because you went through cancer and you need them, that's one thing. Yes, go for it. Of course. Why not? But if you want to have bigger breasts because you want to have bigger breasts and you're not happy with them, I'd say, because I'm spiritual, I'm not going to say go get the breasts or go get the nose or go get the whatever before consulting your spiritual guide, God. And I think that that's going to help you it'll bring peace to you. Now, when I got this surgery, I didn't consult God at all because I wasn't spiritual in that level, at least not towards the light. I was more into this world and darkness and all that. But if I was to go back, do I regret what I've done now that I'm Christian or a believer or a follower of Jesus? Do I regret what I've done getting a nose job? No. And if I did, then let it be. We all have done things that we regret. Can we take it back? No, we can't. And it's okay. As long as we ask forgiveness, it's going to come. And you feel guilt free anyway by having a conversation and being honest and truthful to yourself and to God. Anyhow, another example I can say is tattoos. I have tattoos and I regret, actually, that's something I regret. I regret getting my tattoos. Why? Because I have a portrait that's very not well done. I'm not even going to show it, but at the time that I got this portrait, I was grieving and I didn't do my research so well with the tattoo artist, but ended up getting the portrait. And not only that it's not such the best tattoo, but in general, I regret it because that's not me no more. I'm not a tattoo person, or I don't want to have tattoos. Just like my piercings, I used to have piercings on my eyebrow, tongue. I got rid of all that years ago. Can I get rid of my nose and go back to my original nose? That'll be really painful and hard. I guess I could do it, but am I going to do that? No. I might do that with a tattoo though. I want to get it covered up. I want not a cover up. I want to get it just completely rid of it. Completely get rid of it with laser or whatever it is they do these days. But that's later on. Anyways, the point is that just be happy with yourself and be thankful because it could be worse. And right now I'm okay with having my tattoos. Eventually the time will come when I will take care of that. But in the present, that's not going to stop me from living my life. My nose, my tattoos is just not going to change who I am. And right now, I feel like I'm in the best I've ever been. I've never felt the best in my life since having this relationship with Jesus Christ. I have so much peace. And even when I struggle, I get my peace back so much quicker. And that's what's great because I used to suffer from depression way more than I should have. And nobody should go through that much pain and sadness for no reason, really. And I feel like it's very empowering when you have backup guidance from the King of Kings. Because whether you have a support system, or whether that be a therapist, whether that be your family, your best friend, or the King of Kings, it's important to have a support system. Nonetheless, I believe that there's no greater power than the peace and the enforcement and strength that God can give anybody. How do some people have such strong will and strength without having God in their life is beyond my understanding. I know that it's possible, but we just see what people show us through their lens, which usually is the good side, right? So never compare your life or your situation with somebody else that, oh, he doesn't have God in his life, but he's doing so good and he's so this and that. He's such a great, and you admire this person. Like that's becoming like more of an idol. And that's where we damage ourselves, because by comparing ourselves or idealizing this person that they're doing so great, what do you think that's doing to us? It's making us feel smaller when we're just looking up to this person, when we can just be grateful and thankful for where we're at now and focus on our personal life and our personal relationship with the mighty, the only God. I hope this helps and hope you get it. If you don't, come talk to me. I'll explain it again. But nevertheless, um, going back to the rhinoplasty before I end, it makes you feel extra confident when you do that change that you've always wanted to do. I feel so much more better, so much more confident, so much more open to the world, even though I'm still myself in a way. And because my essence is not ever going to change. Deep inside me, I know myself and God knows who I am. That's not going to change. And I have my dark side hidden from the world, and God knows it. But if we're going to get through life, I think that we need to just remind ourselves that it's never going to be a perfect life. And if one thing makes you happy today, tomorrow this might not make you happy. Like I was saying about having regrets on my tattoos, for example. I'm not saying I'm not happy about the tattoos. I'm just saying that it's got a solution and it's already been set. I'm at peace with it. I don't mind the tattoos. I cover them up all the time. That's why I wear long sleeves. But at the same time, I'm not going to torture and keep thinking about it. Oh my gosh, my dog just gasped. Okay, I need to edit this. If I bring too much information out, is because there's way more darker, uglier information that I'm not bringing out. So don't underestimate things in life. Like things get deep and ugly real quick with every human being, and I'm not an exception. I would like to say God bless you. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.